the wound that rebuilds the soul. Betrayal is not just an event, it is an awakening. It is the moment when the mask falls from someone's face and you see the truth that was always there, waiting in silence. It comes like a storm, sudden, violent, disorienting. It leaves behind a trail of questions, sleepless nights, and a feeling of disbelief that something so sacred could be destroyed by someone you once trusted. But what if betrayal, painful as it is, was also one of life's most important teachers? What if its purpose was not to break you, but to reveal you, to strip away illusion, to expose your dependence on others, to remind you that your peace cannot rest in the fragile hands of another human being? Welcome to Beyond Vision Mindset, where we explore how timeless philosophy can heal the wounds of modern life. If your heart has been betrayed, your loyalty taken for granted, or your love used as a tool against you, stay. This message is for you. Today, we uncover 5 Stoic principles that will help you rebuild after betrayal, not by erasing what happened, but by transforming it into wisdom, dignity, and power. Because the Stoic does not seek to escape pain. The Stoic seeks to muster one. Accept the reality without resistance. When betrayal first strikes, your mind rebels against reality. You replay every word, every gesture, searching for the moment where truth turned into deceit. But this endless questioning is not healing. It is resistance to what also. Epictetus once said, "We suffer not from the events in our lives, but from our judgment about them." That is the essence of Stoic acceptance. It does not mean indifference, it means clarity. It means seeing the world as it is, not as you wish it to be. To accept betrayal is not to excuse it, it is to free yourself from illusion. The one who betrayed you revealed their nature. They did not change yours. They simply showed you the truth of who they are. And truth, even when it hurts, is always a gift. When you stop fighting against what has already happened, your energy returns to you. You stop feeding pain with resistance, and you begin to rise from it. The Stoics believed that the universe operates with perfect order, that everything which happens can serve our growth if we choose to learn from it. Betrayal then becomes not a punishment, but an invitation, a summons to deeper understanding. It forces you to see where you have placed your happiness in the hands of others. It teaches you that no one's actions can determine your peace unless you allow it. Acceptance, then, is not weakness. It is the highest form of strength. 2. Withdraw into reflection, not reaction. Cheating. Marcus Aurelius practiced this discipline daily. Whenever anger or disappointment stirred his heart, he wrote his thoughts in solitude. In silence, emotions begin to reveal their lessons. You see, when you pause before reacting, you reclaim control. The one who betrayed you already disrupted your outer life. Do not let them rule your inner one as well. Your silence becomes an act of power. Your composure becomes your victory. Through reflection, you also begin to see that betrayal often exposes what needed to end. It reveals the fragility of false loyalty and the danger of blind trust. It reminds you that people act according to their nature, not your expectations. And when you see this clearly, you understand that the betrayal was never about you. It was about them. So retreat, reflect. Let silence heal the space that chaos once occupied. The greatest revenge is not to react in anger, but to rise in understanding. 3. Transform pain into power. Every wound contains a message, and every pain holds a choice. You can remain a victim of betrayal, or you can become the student of it. When the person I trusted most deceived me, I felt the world collapse beneath my feet. My mind searched for explanations that would make sense of the senseless, but no answer came. What came instead was bitterness, sleeplessness, and a constant replay of memories that no longer belonged to me. One night, in a moment of exhaustion, I realized something simple yet liberating. The betrayal had ended, but I was the one keeping it alive. From that night forward, I began to change the story. I stopped feeding the pain and started feeding my growth. I studied Stoicism. I reflected, and I rebuilt. I learned that life's greatest trials often appear in the form of those who hurt us. They are not just obstacles, they are awakeners. The Stoics called this transformation amor fati, the love of fate. It means to love even what hurts you, because it shapes you into what you are meant to become. Through betrayal, you learn endurance. Through pain, you learn compassion. Through loss, you learn freedom. So use your pain. Turn it into power. Let betrayal sharpen your awareness, deepen your understanding of human nature, and fortify your character. Don't let what they did make you bitter. Let it make you better. For the Stoic, pain is not an enemy. It is the forge where the soul is refined. 4. Rebuild through self-reliance and virtue. When trust is broken, the world feels unstable. The people you once depended on become strangers in your mind. But Stoicism reminds us that true stability is never external. It is internal. You rebuild by returning to the only foundation that cannot be shaken, yourself. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Look well into yourself. There is a source of strength which will always spring up if you always look there." This is the essence of Stoic recovery, the rediscovery of self-reliance. Ask yourself, what virtues do I still hold? What values remain untouched by betrayal? Integrity, discipline, reason, courage. These are your pillars. When you life to rebuild is to practice self-discipline, to wake up each morning and choose peace over bitterness, wisdom over reaction, gratitude over despair. It's not about pretending you're fine. It's about choosing not to let the wound define your days. Over time, your self-respect grows stronger than your pain. You begin to walk with quiet confidence, no longer seeking validation from others, but finding it in your own conduct. The Stoic does not seek revenge because they have already won, by mastering themselves. And that mastery, that calmness under fire, becomes your greatest armor. Betrayal exposed who they are. Your response reveals who you are. So rebuild, not with walls but with wisdom. Let virtue be your structure, reason your foundation, and peace your protection. No one can destroy a soul that has learned to depend on itself. 5. Of course, forgiveness is the final stage of liberation. It is the act of releasing your heart from the chains of resentment. But the Stoics' forgiveness is not naive. It is rooted in strength, not softness. To forgive does not mean to forget or to reconcile. It means to understand. It means to recognize that every person acts from their level of awareness, and that expecting virtue from the unwise only creates pain for yourself. When you forgive, you acknowledge reality. They did what they knew. Seneca wrote, "He who has injured thee was either stronger or weaker than thee. If weaker, spare him. If stronger, spare thyself." The wisdom here is simple. Whether they acted out of ignorance or malice, holding on to hate only prolongs your suffering. Forgiveness, then, is not mercy for the betrayer. It is medicine for the betrayed. It clears your mind of the poison of bitterness, allowing peace to take root again. It does not mean you let them back into your life. It means they no longer live. And when that moment comes, when you can look back on the betrayal without anger, you'll realize something profound. It no longer owns you. The storm has passed, and you are still standing, stronger, quieter. Forgiveness is the ultimate proof that betrayal did not destroy you. It transformed you. The rebirth of the Stoic spirit. Betrayal is not the end of your story. It is the moment your true strength is born. It strips you down to your essence, the part of you that no one can touch. And from that place, you rise. The Stoic way is not about pretending you don't feel pain. It's about refusing to let pain make you forget your power. You accept reality, reflect deeply, transform your wounds into wisdom, rebuild through virtue, and forgive for your own freedom. That is how you turn betrayal into awakening. Remember this: those who betrayed you lost something far greater than your trust. They lost their place in your journey. But you gained something eternal: clarity, courage, and the strength to walk alone with peace in your heart. If this message resonates with you, subscribe, where we explore the art of emotional strength, resilience, and inner peace through Stoic philosophy and timeless wisdom. And if these words brought you value, consider supporting Beyond Vision Mindset with a coffee, because even after betrayal, the Stoic spirit does not fall. It rises, calmer, wiser, and unbreakable. That is how you rebuild. That is the Stoic way.